Though I wasn't planning to go back to Bangkok, Home convinced me to come back up to participate in a botanical event he was organizing. I'm here in Bangkok and I just arrived at the IKEA because my friend Home is having a botanical garden show right down here. Okay, that's my friend Home. You could tell he has a lot of nervous energy right now. I didn't know exactly what to expect, but Home asked if I would take the audience through the basics of planting a paludarium, which I was happy to do. But while I waited for Home to give me more directions, I thought I'd check out some plants. So I'm going to take a look around at some of the purveyors here. I'm seeing a lot of plant markets in Thailand. Scidias imbricatas. These again have symbiosis with ants. Very cool plants. They look like little helmets. And then we never see aglionemas like this in the US. These dark, dark, dark red ones. Very famous Thai hybrid, I believe. These look like Sansevieria Cleopatras. Very cute. This is actually flowering if you want to come over here. Take a look at this Thai constellation, this Monstera deliciosa. This one's a nice specimen right up there. Hello, how are you? Yes, hi, how are you?
I follow you.
Hi, oh, nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Ot.
Ot?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Give me signature.
Oh yeah, sure, sure.
Thank you, thank you.
Where would you like it? Anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so
There
much.
you go, thank you. Yeah, look at the little kippies. Those are little kipple chickens. I miss her so damn much. Oh, here, these are cute. These are like the ones that I got last time. And make it a couple more of these. Be kind of cool, you know, you do a little cryptantha pup like that. That's super neat. I think I want to make a few little dioramas of these. Hi there. Thank you. Okay, just have to remember where I put these so I don't forget them because they're so tiny. These are really nice specimens. Microsorum thalandicums. We've been seeing a lot of these in Thailand here. These look like elaphoglossums. And these lycopodiums, probably Hopwercias. I would so bring this home with me if I had a Fido. But I'm going to Sweden after this and I can't bring them back. You see, these all look like little sake teacups. And because the holes aren't perfect, I would guess that these are just little vintage knickknacks that they've picked up for nothing at all, and they've created their own holes in the ceramic bottoms and turned them into little plant cups. I think I'm going to get this one and bring this one home. I really like the colors, and I think this would match a lot of the colors in my home. Thank you. Actually, I'll give you the bag back. I'll just take, thank you. I love the collection of pots that they have here with the succulents. You have some aloe, some euphorbia, some stapeliads, dorstenias, mammillarias, agave, another dorstenia, aquarnias. So yeah, so this is his show, and people are able to mill about and actually buy some plants, inquire with some of the plants people about what they're selling. Also has some botanical art on display, and later we'll be doing some workshops, including building a paludarium here. So this is what I would maybe consider more like a vivarium, paludarium. They have a bunch of sphagnum moss, which will serve as a backdrop and a place for a lot of these other plants that require a little bit more higher humidity to grow. So that's what we'll be actually planting here later. This is what we call plant porn.
May invite Miss Summerlin over to our stage. Join us.
Thank you. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So you must know every single of each species of all botanical.
I'm pretty good, but not all. I mean, a lot of these are not native, obviously, to where I'm from, which is in the United States.
Yes.
But a lot of these plants we do grow indoors, although you grow a lot of these plants outdoors here.
Expert and non-expert like us. We know nothing. We love our plants, but we know nothing, right?
You don't need to be an expert in order to love plants, so that's always a good thing.
So this is first time for you in Bangkok?
This is, actually I was here earlier this week and I'm down at Nong Nuch right now, but I've been in Thailand for a little over 9 days now.
Oh, okay, so you've been here for 9 days. But this trip is the first time for you in Thailand?
Yes, it is.
Wow, welcome to Thailand.
Thank you.
The land of smile, the land of our botanical. So now are you ready to show us how to plant our botanical?
Yes, we're gonna be planting some plants in the paludarium in the back. And so which is like, like a terrarium or a vivarium with a little bit of water and some more plants that require higher humidity. So yeah.
Can I just call this like a fish tank?
Sure, you can call it whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay. I will do the microphone for you.
Yes, this would be an aquarium, but paludariums are really when they bring in the water with some more aquatic plants, and typically you get a substrate here, whether it's a real substrate or not, and then you usually use sphagnum moss.
This is all nature, stones, plants, and everything.
Plants, stones. You could design it how you would want to. Sometimes people will end up putting actually live creatures in here, whether they're shrimp or whether they're fish, and make it more of a vivarium. But what you basically need is a substrate. You could use the sphagnum moss, which you could actually see here with some of these plants. You'll see some really beautiful jewel orchids, which have some beautiful veination, and some begonias with some different colors along the edges and the margins.
This size of plants, this is become like this, very petite, a small size.
Yeah, these are pretty small sizes. They
won't grow.
They can grow a little bit larger. Sometimes people who prefer to grow in these conditions get very small versions of the plants that actually don't grow much larger, because as you can see, if it grows much larger, limited space, and then you'll get plants like this. So there have been plants that have been specifically selected for smaller size in instances such as these.
Stone.
I just moved the stone so that we have a place to actually put some of the plants, because if you noticed that these plants are in sphagnum, they wouldn't survive as aquatic plants. There are some species that can survive as aquatics, In a lot of these cases, these require higher humidity and moisture, which is great because if you grow up in an area like I grew up in the Northeast where it gets very cold,
Yeah.
your winters are very warm here.
Yes.
My winters are very cold. I could actually
Our winter still hot actually.
are still so
summer.
hot. Yes.
Yes.
So it's wonderful for somebody like me because I could grow plants like this that I typically can't grow in my environment. So
Okay.
what we did is just move some stones and then we could start to apply some sphagnum and start to plant, but you got to be careful not to plant the plants directly into the water
Oh.
unless they're more of an aquatic. In some cases, some of
Okay.
these are more semi-aquatic. This looks like Darth Vaderiana. Is it Darth Vaderiana?
Yes.
Begonia?
Begonia.
Yeah, Darth
Vaderiana,
Vaderiana. This is a nice one.
Yes.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Can I put it here?
Yeah.
I just talk about with about the soils and the thing that you do with this.
Yes.
You know, he said normally we don't use soil because they
Yeah.
have bacteria and it's
Yeah.
difficult to control.
Yes, exactly. And sphagnum is basically sterile. And this comes from bogs all around the world, which are wetlands. And this is actually decayed or decaying plant matter that if it decays long enough, it'll actually eventually become coal.
Okay.
The stuff that we burn. But this is just sphagnum. It's very sterile. And yes, like you said, soil will often have fungus or diseases
Yes.
or microbes. And that's why sphagnum is highly used in the horticultural world.
Okay. And the color is always this color or they will have a darker color?
Well, this is actually sphagnum that is no longer living. However, it's only one cell thick, so it takes on water very easily, so it wet and dries very easily, and it's very lightweight, which is part of what is the reason why they use it in the horticultural world. There's only so much of this to go around, though.
Okay.
We only have limited stock of sphagnum. But what's also interesting is that in my terrariums at home, I have sphagnum on the backs of the walls,
Okay,
and they actually start to turn green again. So I think that there is, like, in some cases, some of these could actually come back to life, so to speak. This plant, for instance, this is a Begonia Darth Vaderiana, like Darth Vader.
Wow.
And it's a very different...
That's the name of the plant?
That is the name of the plant.
One more time again?
It's Begonia Darth Vaderiana.
Oh my god. OMG. One more time.
Begonia Darth Vaderiana, like Luke, I am your father. That one, yes.
This one, you know, because you know my boss, she loves this one the most.
Oh,
And this is the most expensive
It's the
one.
greenest. There's a lot of different species on here.
Yeah.
You have expensive tastes.
Yes. But honestly, if we put some fish,
You can.
but fishes they will eat some plant.
The fish will actually poop, and that
Yeah.
becomes that actually can become a nitrogen for the plant.
But is it gonna be okay for our plants?
Yes, it would actually. A lot of times, people who have fish will take the fish water to fertilize their plants. It's a nice natural fertilizer for plants, actually.
Okay. But when we have to feed the fish,
Yes.
All the food.
The food eventually does become fish poop, right?
Yeah.
And you do have to filter some of the water out. You could also add filtration within the Paludarium as well.
So for the final, before you finish it,
Yes.
you have some tips or anything, you know, to just share with us for about the terrarium?
I think that the plants that you really would enjoy seeing in your home that you might not otherwise be able to do because of the conditions, then creating a space like this and giving your own artistic impressions, I think, is such a therapeutic way to actually bring plants into your life. But then also just really not going too big.
Yes.
Because what happens is these plants will grow out, even if you're getting more miniature ones. In many cases, they will spread. And so you don't often have to fill it up very much because it eventually will, given the right conditions, will eventually spread. And that's part of the beauty of seeing it grow over time.
Wow, so nice. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
So
much.
wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. So just tell me a little bit about what happened here today.
Okay, you are standing, in the middle of our botanical garden fair. Actually, this could be considered as the first botanical fair of our shopping center. Megabangna has organized, many festival, many events, throughout the year. But I would say, none of them similar like this event. The reason why we would like to host this kind of botanical garden is because we would like to respond to the need of our customers.
And what is the need of the customers, do you think?
I believe that everyone is longing for something green these days. You will see downtown you see a big structure, a big building, but not so many places offer you a garden, a green space.
Yeah.
So we really care about green space. For your information, if you see in our area, you will see that this is similar like a garden.
Yeah.
You see a landscape, you see the water fountain. That's our ambition, is to create a place for our customer. We not just consider ourselves, as a shopping center, but we consider ourselves as a meeting place.
Yeah, and I think that's really important because I've just spent, a few days here in Bangkok, and it could be very draining,
Right.
If you're not in that kind of your own personal green space. So coming in here into the mall, you actually have this experience, this lifestyle experience in a place where you could actually calm down from what's happening outdoors.
You're right. And then, you know what? Even for our customer, they don't need to shop. Even when it comes in, they sit down, they would like to relax themselves with their loved one, with their family and friends. Go ahead, feel free to do so because we have plenty of space for them. So part of this, it's just not only about a space, it's about experience. We would like to make sure that we create a memorable experience for our shoppers as well.
And do you think that you're going to be doing this again? This is not going to be your first one?
It's not going to be the first one, definitely. It's supposed to be an ongoing event for our customers. Maybe for the next version, we can bring in more vendors. We can bring in more plants and types of plants. I would say the activities, for example, on the stage, having the gurus come in and talk about how to growing the plants. For example, you.
Yeah. It would be fun for people to do workshops and get their hands a little dirty, so to speak.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for including me, and thank you for putting on this wonderful event in Bangkok.
Our pleasure indeed.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
So that was a pretty successful event here in Bangkok, and I love what she was saying, that she wants to give people more of their personal green space here, because in Bangkok there's not a tremendous amount of green space and so much more construction. So they're serving as an opportunity to inspire people with plants. And as you heard her say, there's going to be more of this, so we'll have to look out for that for next year. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go see more of those plants.